Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maddie. Today I'm doing another monochromatic makeup tutorial, this time featuring the Orange Eclat palette from ColourPop. So obviously it's an orange monochromatic makeup tutorial. Gathering all the products for this, like for the face and the cheeks, was actually kind of hard because I don't have too much orange in my collection, or at least not as much as I thought I did. So it was really interesting seeing what I was able to pull together for this look. I am of course going to be doing the rest of the colors of the rainbow as well, so stay tuned for that. But if you'd like to see how to achieve this orange monochromatic look, then just keep on watching because I'm going to show you. There's a woman outside who I think is training her dog, so if you hear sit and good boy, just ignore it. Our dog is very cute, I will not lie, but I wish she would do this somewhere other than right in front of my apartment window. So I'm taking the ColourPop Orange Eclat eyeshadow palette and I'm gonna dip into this guy right here called Zested. I am so glad they have a transition shade in this palette because I am remembering what happened in the last monochromatic video. So yeah, props to ColourPop for this one. And I'm applying this all through the crease, through the outer corner to the inner corner evenly. So I'm still experimenting with the soap brows. I don't know how I feel yet still. I can't tell if these look good or not. The jury's still out, okay? And I'm going to apply that Zested color to the inner and outer corners of the eyes, leaving the center open for another shade later on. I am doing a halo eye. I haven't done a halo eye in such a long time. I've just been doing a lot of outer corner crease V type of look, so it feels good to be doing something kind of different. And I used to do halo eyes almost every time I did my makeup, so. Then I'm gonna take the color Creamsicle, which is a slightly deeper orange, and I'm starting on the outer corner with this one. And then I'm taking whatever is left on the brush into the crease right below the first shade. And then of course with that previous brush, I'm just gonna go back in and blend out those edges of the crease. Then with a slightly deeper orange shade, this one is called Rise and Grind, I'm gonna take that on an even smaller brush. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the Creamsicle color, first starting on the inner and outer corner of the eye. And then with whatever's left on the brush, just taking that into the crease. Just going back in and blending out those edges. And then with an even smaller brush, I'm gonna take this orange, which is almost like a brown. This is called You Peel Me, and this is just going into the inner and outer corner. And then of course, just going back in, blending those edges out a little bit. I just wiped off any fallout from underneath my eyes. ColourPop eyeshadows do have quite a bit of fallout, but it's not that big of a deal. Again, I'm just wiping it away with the wipe. Then I'm gonna go into the shade Tangerine Dreams, which is this really beautiful, bright, orangey yellow color. And I am gonna spritz the brush with a little bit of Fix Plus from MAC. And I'm applying this right to the center of the lid. And I'm taking that last brush that I used to apply that darkest color, and I'm blending over the edges just so slightly. And then I'm dipping into this color called Clementine. This is actually a pressed glitter, and this is going right over top of that middle shade. So then I'm gonna do the under eyes, and I'm gonna first start with the YSL Touche Eclat Radiant Concealer, and I'm in the shade 1, and I'm just gonna color correct my under eyes because I got bags. And I'm blending this out with my beauty blender. And then I'm gonna go in with under eye concealer, and I'm using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. This is in the shade 2. My eyes are extremely dry right now, so I need something more hydrating. It's not as much coverage as I personally like, but again, my eyes are dry. So, and this has a lot of hydrating ingredients in it, so it's a pretty good concealer for a drier under eye. And I'm not gonna set my eyes just yet. I'm gonna wait until I apply eyeshadow and then I'm gonna set my under eyes. I'm gonna go back in with the shade Zested, and I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on the top, except on the bottom. So I'm gonna take that into the inner corner and the outer corner. Then I'm going in with the shade Creamsicle and deepening the inner and the outer corner. Taking the color Rise and Grind, and this is going to be repetitive because this is, again, the exact same thing that I did on the top, so there's not a whole lot of instruction needed. My only advice is that you don't want to go too far down with the eyeshadows. It's going to be a little bit far down because we're using quite a few eyeshadows, but you want to make sure that it's not going down to like the cheek area, you know what I mean? Okay, and then with the color You Peel Me, and what I'm literally doing is I'm taking it all around the outer V and just applying it right into the inner corner of the eye here. I'm taking my big fluffy brush that I used to apply that first color, and I'm just gently buffing the edges. Again, not taking it further downwards, just softening them a little bit. And then I'm taking the shade Tangerine Dreams and applying that again to the center of the lower lash line like I did up top. I'm taking that Clementine glitter and I'm again taking that onto the center, and I'm taking it a little bit further down than I did the other eyeshadows. It's okay if it kind of goes down along the cheeks. Now that we have the eyes finished, I'm gonna zoom you out and I will work on the face. I'm gonna go in with a primer. I'm gonna use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. I believe I used this one in my last monochromatic tutorial. I really like this primer. It feels really good on the skin, and I remember like paired with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter, it looked like I had glass skin, and I'm all about that glow. I have the Luminous Silk foundation from Giorgio Armani, and of course I have the concealer and the primer. I am not as big of a fan of the foundation, but I really do like the primer. I feel like this does look super glowy, and it has like shea butter in it, so it's super hydrating. Then I am gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter, and I'm going to apply this all over the high points of the face. Cheekbones, my nose, forehead, and then my chin and my upper lip also. And then I'm just going to blend that guy out. Foundations, I decided to make kind of a concoction. I'm gonna go in with the MAC Face and Body in C1 and the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. These two I actually really like together. The Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer is a little bit too light for me, and the Face and Body Foundation is just a little bit too dark, so the two make a great combination. And I have not worn these two in such a long time, but I used to really like pairing these two together. Face and Body Foundation is one of my favorite foundations from MAC. It has very sheer coverage, but it's perfect for those days where you want to do your makeup really quick or when you have a good skin day. And it's got a really beautiful finish as well that I really like, just ultra glowy. I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more of the Armani concealer just on the inner corner to further brighten my under eyes because I can still see the bags. For powder, of course, I'm gonna use the Hourglass Veil Powder, my all-time favorite. And then I'm going to set my under eyes. So once my foundation, powder, and concealer is on, I am gonna go in and bronze my skin. I'm gonna go into the Fenty Beauty Inda Sun Bronzer. Again, like the last video, this look is not really focused on like my bronzer. Like I do want to add some warmth, but I mostly want to focus on the color orange. So I love this bronzer. It's just like the perfect shade for my skin tone. I really love bronzers that have like some amount of sheen to them, but this one really is a good one even though it is completely matte. Then I'm gonna go in with some highlighter. I actually chose two different highlights. I kind of want to create a mixture on my cheeks. I'm first using the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop. This one's a really beautiful reflective gold. I feel like that would kind of tie in really well with the orange. So right here you can see is where the highest point of the cheek is. There's already kind of highlight there. I'm going to apply that directly underneath it, almost like on top of the cheekbone, but not quite. And I'm only using this on the cheekbone pretty much. I'm not using this on the center of the face at all. And then I'm taking the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Lunch Money, and I'm taking that on a smaller, denser brush, and I'm applying that right above and over top of where I put the Champagne Pop highlight. And this one is going all over the center of the face as well, and on my usual like highlight points. So the nose, the upper lip, and also the chin. And then I like to apply a little bit up here above the brow as well. I'm gonna be mixing a lot of products for my complexion. I realize I don't really have a lot of orange things as far as like blushes and also lipstick goes, so I'm making do with what I have and kind of making some concoctions here, you know? I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild Megaglo makeup stick blush in the shade Hustle and Glow, which is like a peachy orange. And with these, I like to apply them straight to the back of the hand first and kind of warm up the product there. And then I take a duo fiber brush and kind of get that all in the bristles, and then I apply that directly to the cheeks. I'm mixing two powder blushes actually, Loudspeaker from MAC and Peaches from MAC. So I'm dipping into the Loudspeaker color first, and then I'm gonna go in with the Peaches color, and I'm just kind of like dabbling into both. Any excess product I'm taking onto the back of the hand. I want to take as little product as possible on the brush, and then I'm lightly going over that cream on the cheek. And then to sort of calm down the color, I'm going back in with my sponge and dibble-dabbling over that. So once the face is done, I'm gonna hop off camera, pop on some mascara and lashes, and I'll be back to figure out a lip. Okay, I have lashes and mascara applied. I tried to use, I got this little sample of the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lash Volume 2. I tried using that mascara, was not a fan. I mean, I only applied like a couple little brushes before I was like, that's a no. So I did use my Armani Eyes to Kill mascara. Love this one, so good. And then I popped on a pair of MAC 35 lashes. For lips, I'm gonna go in with the Buxom Plumpline lip liner in the shade Intrigue, which is just a bright orange, like jumbo lip pencil crayon. This color is like a neon orange, almost pink. Like it's not quite the color that I wanted, but again, I'm gonna do a little bit of a mix, okay? So it'll work out just fine. And I'm applying this all over the lips as well, like a lipstick pretty much. You see what I mean when I say it's like not the right shade of orange? It's like way too pink for the kind of more yellowy oranges I have going on the eyes and cheeks. So I'm gonna top it off with a little bit of the Fenty Beauty Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb. This is like a kind of brown shade, so that's gonna kind of tone down that really bright orange and have it match the eyes a little bit more. That's probably about as much as I'm gonna be able to tone that down, but it actually does look pretty good and it works really nicely with the cheeks and the eyes, so I'm content with that. So yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, and if you'd like to see more of me, then just hit subscribe. All of my social media links will be down below, so you can follow me elsewhere if you'd like. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!